Hey everyone, my name is Ernest Smith, and I'm next generation pastor at Seacoast Church in Charleston, South Carolina. I helped oversee our children's ministry, student ministry, college and 20-somethings ministry, as well as our internship throughout all the campuses. And you know, one of the biggest things that we're wrestling with here at Seacoast is how do we build greater disciples? We've been in a process over the last couple of years of figuring out how God has wired us and how God is wanting us to really influence the next generation and really build up disciple makers for His kingdom. And so I thought I'd just take a minute and just give you an understanding of how I do it and what God has taught me over the years. You know, for me, I have what is called a huddle. And within my huddle, I have 9 guys who I pour into, who I believe in, who believe in me, who that I'm discipling, and I believe that they're disciple makers. And from there, they have a commitment that within a 6-month time frame that they're going to also start huddles of other men that they're going to be leading, that who are leaders that they're pouring into, who then will also start other huddles, and it will be a trickle-down effect. But most of you don't care about how to disciple. You care about who to disciple. And so let me just give you a few key points on how I choose who I'm going to disciple. Number one, you've got to spend a lot of time in prayer. I mean, if we follow the example of Jesus, Jesus constantly was praying and spending time with His Father. And before He chose the 12 disciples, He went out into the mountaintop and He began praying and seeking God's wisdom, and then God showed Him exactly who to choose. So we need to spend time in prayer. The second thing that I would encourage you to do, and this is in no particular order, is choose 10s. You know, in Bill Hybels' book, Axiom, he says to hire 10s. And 10s are the greatest quality of individuals that can produce the greatest work and the greatest outcome. And so as disciple makers, that should be our goal, is to look for 10s, look for those who are great leaders, who are going to be great disciple makers. Number 3, choose people who you believe in. You don't want to disciple people you don't believe in, that you have question marks about their integrity, about their character, about their capacity. Make sure you're choosing people you believe in. Number 4, choose people who believe in you. The people that you want to disciple, that you want to draw closer into your life, need to be individuals that actually believe in you, that they will go to war with you, that they will be there to support you, that they have your back in any time, in any need. And so make sure you're choosing people who not only you believe in, but who also believe in you. And then the last point, and probably besides the prayer, the most important, is make sure you choose disciple makers, not just disciples. You know, a lot of churches, they want to disciple people. But for me, I want to mentor and disciple makers. I don't want to just mentor and disciple people who will just use that and consume that and do nothing with it. I want to disciple people who are going to go out. They're going to find the 10s. They're going to be praying for those individuals. They're going to choose people who believe in them. They're going to choose people they believe in. And they're ultimately going to make disciples. And as they do that, then those individuals will make disciples. And then the group that we find here at the church, the group we find within our ministries, will be a large group of disciple makers, not just disciples. Jesus chose a group of men that a lot of people didn't believe in, that a lot of people didn't put a lot of stock in when He first chose them. But He chose men based on prayer, based on men who would believe in Him, who He believed in, who He thought were 10s ultimately. And then ultimately He chose men that were disciple makers, not just disciples. So in your disciple-making process, make sure you use those principles. And I guarantee you God will draw people to you, and that you'll be able to use and raise up people that will make a great impact in your church and in your ministry.